welcome back to my channel. Now I have found that there is one thing that can solve all your problems, and that is self-love. Once we embark on this beautiful journey of self-love, our lives can change for the better. We start to have compassion for ourselves, our feelings, our mistakes, and even other people. This positively affects our creative powers. We gain confidence to go after what we truly desire. Once you love yourself and make it a priority, you will really start appreciating all the good in your life. So now that I have told you how life-changing this journey is, I would like to tell you a bit about my journey towards self-love, how it completely changed my life, how it gave my life a purpose, how it made me want to achieve all my goals, and if that is something that interests you, then please keep on watching. So when I was small, I had one best friend and two close friends, and my best friend was my grandma. She passed away when I was 6 years old, and by the age of 8 I lost two of my closest friends because they moved to different cities. So by the age of 8 I was pretty much on my own. I lost some of my closest friends, and I was quite shaken up about it. That is when I started shutting people out of my life. Like, I was really bindas and outgoing till the age of 5, but then I just started shutting people out and I became this really quiet introvert. Always shy, didn't talk much, spoke only when spoken to. That was my life till 12th grade. Of course, there were phases beach mein when I trusted people, I let my walls down, and I ended up getting hurt. So yes, till my 12th grade, that was pretty much my life. I was really quiet and I didn't socialize much. I was also judged a lot because of my body. I went to an all-girls school, and I have literally had girls come up to my face and call me these really nasty names, which they think are totally cool, but they just end up breaking you and your feelings. Same story in my church and in my society. Some really mean aunties thought it was completely alright to come up to my mother, and they actually had the audacity to tell her, like, tell your daughter to do dieting and put her in a gym, tell her to lose weight, she's very fat and stuff like that. This actually broke me to a point where in 9th grade I started starving myself. I didn't eat at all, and whenever I was hungry I used to just eat a few dry chapatis, and that's it. My mother was worried sick about me. Also in the 9th grade I went through this incident which I pray no girl has to go through, and when I spoke about it to my school counselor, she said I was going through this disorder which is called PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder. I don't feel comfortable talking about it right now, so maybe in the future I might make a video about it. I don't know, let's see. But coming back to PTSD, I used to get a lot of panic attacks because of that, and I pretty much lost all purpose in life. Like, I didn't know what to do, where to go. I had my board exams coming the next year, but I had no clue how to go about it. I couldn't focus on my studies. My mental and physical health started deteriorating drastically. I didn't have the will to wake up in the morning. Like, waking up in the morning was a struggle. Those were some of the darkest days in my life, and there was one thing: my family stood by me through it all. So ending everything was never an option, and yeah, I struggled about aimlessly in my life. I struggled with the tiniest of things, but yes, I was trying my best to move forward. So I studied really hard, secured a good percentage in my board exams, and made it to the top college in Mumbai, St. Xavier's, and I really thought things would change for me here. I really wanted to leave all the baggage from the past behind and move forward. I had a lot of hopes and thodu sa talent, and I thought this would really be it. But not really. The college was really beautiful and the people were really nice, but there was something within me only that was not able to let go of the past and move forward. There was something within me that was holding on to the little things that didn't matter. No matter how much I wanted to move on, I couldn't. I was still living in the past, and this stopped me from trusting anybody completely. I spoke to people, but only when I was spoken to. I didn't really have a lot of friends there. Like, I had one good friend, and the others were just hi-bye friends. I had really low self-confidence at this point. I didn't really trust anybody. I didn't even trust myself. I was definitely better than before, but I wasn't living up to my full potential. I still struggled with my health issues, and I bunked a lot of lectures. Just the mere thought of waking up and going to college was terrifying. I cried myself to sleep. I remember this one time I was crying in my mother's lap, and I just told her I don't want to live anymore. And I could feel her heart break, It was really difficult for her as well. She didn't know where she went wrong or where I went wrong. I mean, nobody went wrong, but she was just doubting herself. I was doubting myself. I didn't know what to do. I really tried hard to push past everything and just move on, but I couldn't. I just felt weak. I felt vulnerable, and I really wanted to do something about it, but I didn't know what. So again, another 2 years, 11th and 12th grade, I didn't know what to do. I lived life aimlessly with no goals, no aspirations. At the back of my mind, I always knew I wanted to do YouTube, but I didn't know how to go about it. So at this point, I was just done with my 12th board exams, and it was the month of May, I suppose, and I was just surfing the internet when I came across this concept of self-love. So I read a lot about it. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I listened to a lot of podcasts, and that's when I came across this book. It is called The Subtle Art, and it's by Mark Manson. Now, truth be told, the first time I read this book, I didn't like it at all, but I decided to give it another go, and when I read it for the second time, I hung on to every word and I read each and every word carefully, and yes, this book changed my entire approach to life. Now I literally wore out the copy of my book. That is how much I liked it. And this book simply tells you the key to being stronger, happier people is to handle adversity better and stop trying to be positive all the time. And this really hit me. Like, there's a quote in this book which I would like to read out for you. The desire for more positive experience is itself a negative experience, and paradoxically, the acceptance of one's negative experience is itself a positive experience. Like, rewind this and listen to it once more, like, let it sink in. This book is beautiful, and if you are somebody who is looking to change your approach towards life, who is looking to be more happy and motivated, you have to read this book. It is a must. It is beautiful. I mean, the first time you read it, you might find it a bit too much, but yes, do give it another try and read it very carefully. You will love it. I decided to explore my strengths and my weaknesses and what it is that I really want to do with my life. I spent hours and hours every day analyzing my thoughts. I started writing again. I wrote poetry sometimes. Sometimes I just wrote what I was feeling at the moment. I started singing again. I started dancing again. I had stopped playing guitar for a few years, but I started playing the guitar again. And for once in my life, I was not living in the past or I was not living in the future. I was just living in the moment, and that really made me happy. My board exam results came out, and this time I did not pass with flying colors. I got a decent percentage, which was good enough, and I made a conscious effort to not apply to a college which is far off and which will drain me out completely. Instead, I decided to apply to a college nearby which won't drain me out mentally, physically, or emotionally. and that was the best decision I ever made. So I went ahead with a nearby college. I gave it my best shot and I poured my heart out to some people, and I am literally surrounded with the best people right now. Some people did turn out to be backstabbing and unsupportive, but some others have my whole heart. My family has never seen me this happy, touch wood, and I have some of the most amazing friends who are like a family to me. And all of this happened just because I let my unnecessary fears go away. I started trusting myself more, I started trusting the people around me, and I gave it my all. And basically, I just made my happiness and myself my first priority. Of course, there were people who thought that I was too much and stuff like that, but then those weren't the people who genuinely cared for me. Those who genuinely cared for me did stand by me and are still by my side. So all of this wasn't really easy. I did give it my best shot. I put in my 100%, but yes, all in all, I just put my happiness and my well-being first, and the rest just fell in place. Apart from this, I also practiced a few self-love habits which drastically changed my life over the past 1 year. I will not include it in this video, नहीं तो video ज़्यादा ही लंबा हो जाएगा, but I will definitely upload it as my next video. Well, if you have made it this far, you have reached the very end of today's video. Thank you so much for listening to me rant about my self-love journey. Like this video, it would really mean a lot to me if you could send me something positive or motivational either in the comment section below or over Instagram. It's really up to you. But please do let me know if you genuinely like this video and if you would like to watch more such videos in the future. Anyways, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. See you in my next video. Until then, stay happy, blessed and positive. Take really good care of yourselves, and remember, you and only you should be your first priority. Until next time, bye.